Good afternoon. At least it is Tuggum time. It is 12:09 on July the 24th, 2024. And this is the 25th anniversary of Yah's mother, Daphne Golightly, the most royal woman of the Revelation. And yes, it was 6 a.m. this morning 25 years ago, so 24th of July 1999, that Daphne passed. And Yah would tell, as he has explained in his uploads, that he being in Melbourne, the clock stopped at her time of passing. So it is auspicious, to say the least, in my world. And a message came in from Ezekiel to our messenger as she was summoned to the kingdom this morning at 8 a.m. So I will read the message, and there's actually two parts to this message, and then I'm going to make a second video after the message video to demonstrate what this message contains. All right, so good morning, Ash. This morning at 8 a.m. I was summoned by Ezekiel. Upon entering the kingdom, I saw that the archangels by the gate were still colossal in size and stayed that way for the duration of my visit. Ezekiel was already reducing in size as I came through the gate. He told me that the world was on high alert. Many actions were taking place in the background. He said that they were pushing things forward in their playbook. I asked Ezekiel to specify who they were. He replied, "Those who run the world and their dark factions." He explained that they were playing out their final chapter and that their time had been shortened by half and a fraction more. He told me that in the chaos and insanity, we were to stay tethered to the Father. There will be many images and words trying, or rather vying, for our attention. We are not to resist, but rather turn away and look upon the eyes of the innocent instead. Their time to end is approaching and will never again be repeated. As the children of the Father, remember to stay close and guard your souls. Live with love, joy, and laughter, for it is the antidote. Now, you can see behind me, I've relocated to be in a place of sunshine during this winter season. So upstairs is a place of sunshine. Now, I had indicated I'd been working on a project that Yah set me upon, and in the background you can see a mannequin wearing a wedding garment. That's what I've been working on, sewing madly. And it is finished. So it's been explained when another child of God had a dream recently where Yah, in the dream, had told him, "I have arrested the devil." It was explained that Yah doesn't have to seek out the devil. And it is actually in hiding in an unassuming place, keeping a low profile, if you like. And then that one is identified by the parable of the scriptures, and I'll read it in full. Matthew 22, verses 1 through 14. So quoting, "And Jesus answered and spake unto them by parables," which are marshals, "and said, The kingdom of heaven is like unto a certain king, which made a marriage for his son, and sent forth his servants to call them that were bidden to the wedding, and they would not come. Again he sent forth other servants," think angels, "saying, Tell them which are bidden, Behold, I have prepared my dinner. My oxen and my fatlings are killed, and all things are ready. Come unto the marriage. But they made light of it, and went their ways, one to his farm, another to his merchandise. But when the king heard thereof, he was wroth, and he sent forth his armies," think angels, "and destroyed those murderers, and burned up their city. Then saith he to his servants, The wedding is ready, but they which were bidden were not worthy. Go ye therefore into the highways, and as many as ye shall find, bid to the marriage. So those servants went out into the highways, and gathered together all as many as they found, both bad and good. And the wedding was furnished with guests. And when the king came in to see the guests, he saw there a man which had not on a wedding garment. And he saith unto him, Friend, how camest thou in hither, not having a wedding garment? And he was speechless. Then saith the king unto the servants, think angels, Bind him hand and foot, and take him away, and cast him into outer darkness. There shall be weeping and gnashing of teeth. And then the last verse, verse 14. For many are called, but few are chosen. So the wedding garment is finished. My project that has kept me occupied and in much joy. Now also I'm going to read, now it's 3 weeks after the event, of a dream given to a young girl who had the dream last year, and I think it was about this time, I'm pretty certain it was in July. She was the one that had the dream of climbing a mountain with lines and lines of people, and the one in front of her, she herself clothed in white, the one in front of her being clothed in red, and climbing the mountain, approaching a rock that had a hole in it, and the rock was consumed by the light of Yahweh, and his finger from the light pointing to the souls, like the one in front, clothed in red, not white, and then that soul dropped immediately into the darkness of the hole and the abyss. So it was the same young woman now who had a dream 3 weeks ago. So now's the time to read it. I felt compelled to do so after the message of this morning from Ezekiel. So here is the dream. So the dream was had the night before, but messaged at on the 3rd of July at 1:22 p.m. to her mother at work. The dream occurred between the hours of 7 to 11 a.m. as she woke up at midday and couldn't stop thinking about the dream. Her dream was she was at school, and then a round container appeared in her hand, and it had hieroglyphics inside the container. It said, "Yahweh is here." Then she was in her room and went on to TikTok, and a video popped up about God coming back. She then looked out her bedroom window, and she saw Yah and millions of people with him. So as was explained, the devil is the one not wearing the wedding garment. All the guests, both good and bad, invited to the feast, were wearing a garment which is the light of God within them. Remember, the good and the bad. I'll come back with the second video, but cherish this message, for indeed it is certainly a marker in time, and it won't be long now.